Welcome back to Bespoke Addict. I've had really quite a lot of interest in these amazing Grecian slippers, bright red, and they're completely unworn. They are bespoke piece, and I don't know who the maker is, but I do currently. I think I listed them yesterday on eBay UK, and I will search out to the eBay listing number and add it to this post. Remarkable things, but there are no maker's marks inside. They're just there's nothing, no identifying marks anywhere, and I don't recognise the workmanship, so I can't tell you who made these. But what I can tell you is they are they're hand welted, hand lasted. There's a channel, a concealed channel under here, and they're hand stitched through that concealed channel, which is all it's just done by hand. You can see the hand. They're definitely handmade. They're not. Most slippers are. They've got flat soles and they're cemented on. They're not stitched on. These have got like a curved what's that called now? I forget what it's called, but it's very much looks like a West End sole where they don't make a fiddleback, but it's got a lovely sort of curve about it. Beautiful nailing. Remarkable, really are remarkable things. But and amazing, they do fit me quite well. But my wife doesn't like them. She's really not keen on me wearing them, so I don't wear them. I had them years, but I've never worn them. So they're going to just get included in the 100 pairs I'm selling. They're really rather old, and they're certainly have been around since the early 60s, possibly even the late 50s. So they're really old. The skins are in very soft and flexible condition, but they are old skins, so they will need ongoing maintenance, nourishing and moisturizing them. Old skin does have a tendency to sort of crack, even though it can look like this. It does have a tendency, so they will have to be moisturized and nourished. There's no polish on these. I've just used coloured moisturising cream, which I think I applied on camera last week, and I've just buffed the cream dry. There's no polish on these whatsoever, even though they do have a shiny appearance. It's just buffed, and that makes them much easier to maintain. If you've got a polish on them, the polish acts as a barrier to the nourishing cream that goes into the skin, sinks deeply in. Whereas polish sits on the surface, it protects the skin, but it doesn't really nourish it. Once it's on and a little bit of the polish as waxes have absorbed a little bit into the skin, it dries with a crispy surface on the top. Nothing else gets through. So it will make sense to keep these without polish, so they just can be nourished. But I do know they'll find a good buyer. Once again, I expect these will probably go to the United States, but we'll see. They're about UK 9.5. I can wear them. They're snug but not tight. I'm a 9.5 UK. So, but yeah, like I said, I can give no indication to who made them. The reason I know they were around in the 60s, I bought them from a lady who's actually quite old now, and her father had these made, and she told me he was a fighter pilot in the war, in the Second World War, and he did dress well and treated himself to things like this. And she remembers these in the house, definitely in the early 60s, possibly even the late 50s. So let's say they're from about 1960, possibly slightly earlier, possibly slightly later, 62 maybe. I don't know, but they're old, even though they're still in unworn condition. They were a bit dry when I got them, and I've just nourished them, moisturised them, and buffed them. But I've never actually worn them, even though I have put them on my feet for photographic purposes. You can see they've not even been walked around the house. I've photographed them a handful of times and then just take them straight off. But they will definitely find a home where they'll be loved more so than I've been able to sort of. I've really cared for them, but my wife doesn't like them, so she doesn't want me. She doesn't want me wearing them. She just doesn't like them. So, it's not a problem. I've got plenty of slippers, so I'll just be selling these eBay UK at no reserve. I always put my listings up at no reserve.